The king sat on a golden throne, but he couldn't sleep. He had everything: armies, concubines, silks, scented oils, and songs sung in his praise. But something gnawed at him. No matter how many lands he conquered, he could not conquer the void in his chest. One day, he heard rumors of a man who lived among corpses, who fed on death, who bathed in ash, an Aghori, a man feared and hated, a man free from rules, customs, and even shame. Driven by curiosity and the hope that this wild being might hold answers no priest could give, the king summoned the Aghori. But the Aghori didn't come. So the king left his palace, walked barefoot into the cremation grounds, where smoke choked the stars and silence was broken only by the crackling of burning flesh. There he found the Aghori, naked, smeared in ash, with eyes like deep wells that had seen lifetimes drown. "I am the ruler of this land. I command you to speak to me."
"You may rule your kingdom, but here there is no throne, only ash."
The king sat on a stone, offended yet intrigued. "I seek wisdom."
"Then drop your crown."
The king hesitated. "Why?"
"Because no one hears truth with gold in their ears."
Reluctantly, the king removed his crown, his rings, his sword, his pride.
"You are a beggar dressed as a king."
The king stiffened. "How dare you insult me?"
"I insult nothing, but you come to me with questions and I will answer with fire. You sit on a throne that will one day burn. You command people who will all die. You sleep with bodies that will rot, and you eat from plates that will rust. You think you are powerful, but you are terrified. Every law you make is to protect your fear. Every war you fight is to silence the truth screaming inside you."
The king clenched his fists. "Then what is true power?"
"True power is to sit with nothing and still be full, to have no one obey you and still know who you are, to walk into darkness and not need a torch, to look death in the face and not blink."
The king whispered, "I have built cities. What have you built?"
"I have destroyed illusions. I have not added. I have peeled away. I do not build altars. I burn them."
The king looked at the funeral pyres around him, the stench of death heavy in the air. "And what do you worship?"
The Aghori picked up a skull from the dirt and placed it before the king. "This," he said, "the final face of every ego. I worship the silence that remains when all masks fall. I worship the fire that eats both king and beggar. I worship that which is beyond form, yet dances in all forms."
The king bowed his head. "And what should I do?"
"Go back to your palace, but do not let it own you. Sit on your throne, but remember you are dust. Judge your people, but first dissolve your self-importance. Wear your crown, but never believe it hides your emptiness. Rule your kingdom, but do not forget that the only real kingdom is within."
The king, for once, said nothing. He stood up, bowed deeply, and walked back into the world. And though the palace welcomed him with fanfare and feasting, that night he looked at his golden crown, and all he could see was ash.